And the question that comes to my mind is, how do we cultivate gratitude in our busy, eventful lives? How can we bring this essential virtue into our daily experience? Because like you said, find that quiet place. Now, if we are so busy and constantly busy, at work you're busy, at home it's the kids and that's the husband, in the community it's the community members, how do you get to that point where you find that quiet moment?
That quiet moment. You know, the type of work that I do, you get those totally packed days where you can't even drink a cup of coffee, and then you get those absolutely quiet days. Now, in the packed days, just your personality, the way you approach the people. I know that sometimes when we are so busy and things are not going right, you tend to overwork yourself and you get frustrated yourself and things just doesn't work. But if you can just serve in our busy lives, just serve without expecting something in return, but just serve. You know, that you will immediately, the person that you are serving will be so grateful. And immediately just them saying thank you,
Inspires.
it changes the atmosphere for yourself and even for the rest of the customers. I've seen it. You know, the moment that you are very helpful and just serving without expecting anything back, but just serving, you will see once that person shows gratitude, it lifts your mood, it lifts how you feel at that moment.
Absolutely. We had a discussion earlier this week when Zil was saying, and well, we were like talking about the topic, and she was saying, but for her, she finds solace and peacefulness in that quiet place when she does something for somebody. But then you get those people that don't do that. How can we advise them to find that quiet place, especially when it's so busy? You know, you're so overwhelmed, like with the challenges that the thorns in the flesh that we earlier alluded to. Yeah. So how do we? What word of encouragement, or how can we tell them? Where can they start to find the quiet place within themselves? Because I think most of us, when we're so agitated and it's because we don't find the quiet space within ourselves. And like you said, in that packed days, that is your quiet moment.
Yes.
When somebody show gratitude.
Yes. And I learned something from today during what we were busy with and what we were talking about in the fandom analysis, that you have to start your day right.
Yes.
And you have to allow, and you have to have faith, and you have to not be stressed about things and be worried about things and be doubtful whether things are not going to work out, because you don't have control over anything. The only thing that you have control over is yourself, your emotional state. And sometimes when things get worse during the day, or because it's because one thing leads to another. It's because you said something negative, or you had a negative vibe or response or whatever, and it's not gelling well in the atmosphere, and it just daar baas geskellery over ding uit, and it affects us, all of us, and it just becomes not nice, you know. So we want nice days, we want things to just work for us, and it doesn't have to be big huge things and problems to be solved all of a sudden. No, it has to be those little things that we see, we recognize. So we need to position ourselves as we start our days to see light, to see beauty, to see peace, to see goodness, and from that side that we position ourselves, we'll be able to recognize what works and how not to. And then you've just put it so nicely, just serve without wanting anything back in return. So it's just where we're supposed to start.